In his car, Sam Yulin was driving home after finishing his holiday shopping. Having found such a beautiful Christmas tree, he knew that his daughter would be delighted. His last stop before going home was one place he needed to go to before showing her. Several last-minute items needed to be picked up at the grocery store. As he pulled into the crowded parking lot, he noticed that he had left the small Christmas tree he had bought tied to the roof of his car. However, he went inside the store, not thinking much about the consequences. As he walked around the store, picking items off the shelves, he was unaware that someone outside had spotted the tree on his car and saw a unique opportunity. Christmas was supposed to be a jolly time of year when everyone came together to celebrate the biggest holiday. But someone else wanted to ruin Christmas for Sam. The veteran was busy getting everything he would need for his family on their Christmas dinner. He found the perfect turkey that would barely fit in his cart. He smiled broadly, thinking that he was in for an amazing Christmas. But what he was about to see next would make his blood boil. He checked his items out and made his way out of the store. But just as he reached the parking lot, he saw something that nearly made him drop his groceries. He saw someone removing his tree from his car. He knew that they made a big mistake. They just didn't realize who they were dealing with. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and click the notification bell for more amazing stories. He could have called the police, but he knew that he could handle this on his own. Not many people knew how capable he was, even in retirement. He approached the thief and got ready for a fight. The criminal noticed him from a few yards away and prepared for the confrontation. Sam found himself in a precarious situation. A thief had attempted to break into his car and steal his belongings. However, Sam had a trick up his sleeve. He looked the thief straight in the eyes and spoke in a calm yet assertive voice. "Do you have any idea who you're messing with?" But he already knew the answer to the question. The thief, who had been ready to defend himself, was taken aback by Sam's sudden confidence. Sam then pointed to the bumper sticker on his car. The thief's gaze followed Sam's finger, and he saw the sticker, which read, "Protected by Smith & Wesson." The thief realized his mistake and froze up. He knew he had picked the wrong car to mess with. Sam Yulin lived a happy life with his family in a cozy little house in New Jersey. He had everything he ever wanted: a loving wife, Deandra, and a beautiful 9-year-old daughter, Tilly. As the winter months approached, Sam could feel the chill in the air, and he knew that Christmas was just around the corner. The snow started to fall, and Tilly would spend hours gazing at the beautiful flakes that covered the ground. Sam knew that he had to make this Christmas special for his family, so he decided to go out and buy the most important thing, a Christmas tree. Tilly jumped up and down with excitement as Sam left the house to go get the tree. She couldn't wait to decorate it with her mom and dad and place all the presents underneath it. Sam drove to the local tree farm and picked out the perfect tree, tall and full of lush green branches. As Sam was driving back home with the tree strapped to the roof of his car, he noticed that the roads were getting icier and more slippery. Suddenly, he lost control of the car and it slid off the road and into a ditch. Sam was okay, but his car was stuck and he knew he wouldn't be able to make it back home with the tree. He tried calling for help, but his phone had no signal. Sam couldn't help but feel disappointed that he wouldn't be able to give his family the perfect Christmas he had planned. Just as he was about to give up hope, a kind stranger stopped to help get his car out of the ditch. The stranger had a truck and was more than happy to help get Sam and his tree back to his home. Sam was overjoyed and grateful for the stranger's help. As he stood there, Sam felt helpless and frustrated. His car had skidded off the road and into a ditch. Trying to maneuver it out of the pit proved futile. Luckily, a stranger came along and offered to help. The man attached a sturdy winch to the car and pulled it out of the ditch with ease, much to Sam's relief. Grateful, Sam thanked the kind stranger and resumed his journey. Just when he thought his troubles were over, Sam's phone rang. He answered the call, but the voice on the other end was unfamiliar. Puzzled, he checked the caller ID on his phone to discover that it was his wife calling. His curiosity was piqued. Why would she be calling him at this time? He pulled it out of his pocket to see that it was Deandra calling from home. He couldn't help but wonder why she would be phoning him right now. Curious, he answered the phone and listened intently to what she had to say. "Hey honey, please don't forget to get the food for Christmas," she reminded him. He knew that there was something that he had forgotten. Sam's heart sank as he realized he had completely forgotten about the grocery shopping. Deandra had given him a detailed list of items they needed for their Christmas dinner, and now he was stuck with a car full of decorations and a Christmas tree, but none of the essential ingredients for their festive feast. He needed to go back, but he had no idea what was about to happen to him next. With a heavy sigh, Sam knew he had to prioritize his family's Christmas dinner over everything else. He decided to make a quick detour to the grocery store before heading home. He had already encountered so many ups and downs. Little did he know that this detour would lead to an unexpected chain of events that would test his military skills and determination. On his way to the store, all Sam could think about was how happy he knew his daughter Tilly would be when she would open up her presents. She had no idea that they bought her a brand new bicycle. She had even put it on her list for Santa. He knew that when she saw the beautiful pink bicycle they got for her, she would be overjoyed. Sam was lost in his thoughts as he drove the familiar route to the grocery store. He hadn't even noticed the car behind him, which had been following for blocks on end. When Sam glanced in his rearview mirror, he noticed that the same white car as minutes before was still behind him. But he didn't think much of it. If only he knew what the stranger behind him had planned. His day was about to take a terrifying turn. Sam continued the longer than usual drive to the local grocery store, but then he noticed something rather concerning. The car was taking every turn right after him. They were hot on his heels, following him through the small town. Sam felt uneasy about the situation, but he didn't want to make any assumptions. Perhaps it was all a coincidence, right? He wondered if the strange man in the car behind him was also on his way to the grocery store. But something didn't feel right about the situation. Sam had been taking back roads, and this man was taking his exact path. He tried not to freak himself out too much. Instead, he decided to focus on his Christmas plans as he continued his journey. He thought about what he bought for his wife. He managed to save enough money to get her a pretty pearl necklace with matching earrings. She'd been eyeing it in the jewelry shop for ages. He tried his best to distract himself from the man behind him. But when he looked into his rearview mirror and saw the man's angry eyes, his heart sank. The man appeared to be staring right at him. This made Sam's heart drop. Recently, he'd heard of many hijacks and robberies in the area. Was it possible that the same was about to happen to him? His gut told him to drive faster. The sooner he got out of the quiet back roads, the safer he would be. Soon, he found himself speeding off. He sped through the streets, but it barely made a difference. As soon as he began driving faster, the man did too. He was hot on Sam's heels, following him through the deserted area. At this point, Sam was certain that the man was following him. He only a few miles away from the store. But would he make it in time? Sam's heart was pounding in his chest the entire time. But before long, the store came into view. Sam let out a sigh of relief as he pulled into the parking lot. The car behind him did too. Was it possible that the man was just on his way to the store? Sam pulled into a parking spot and watched as the white car stopped a few spots away. He was hesitant to get out. What if the man was up to no good? With watchful eyes, Sam stared out of his window looking as the man exited the white car. He stared right at Sam as he slammed the door shut and slowly began walking toward Sam's car. Sam's palms were growing sweatier with each step the man took closer to his car. He looked around himself anxiously. The lot was void of any other customers. Sam couldn't help but feel like something terrible was about to happen. The man watched him with stern eyes as he slowly drew closer. But then the unexpected happened. The man simply walked past Sam's car and headed straight for the grocery store entrance. But this story was far from over. Sam let out a sigh of relief as he laughed at himself. He thought the man had been following him all along. He was certain that the stranger would try something in the parking lot. But all along, the man just wanted to buy his groceries. At least, that's what Sam assumed. But he was unaware of the eyes following his every move from inside of the grocery store. He stepped out of his car, and the cold weather sent a chill through his bones. As he shut the car door, he quickly fished out the shopping list from his back pocket. How could he have forgotten this? His wife had specifically asked him to get the turkey. He guessed it was because all he was focused on was the tree. Little did he know that it would be the tree that would cause problems for him. He was grateful she had reminded him. Without hesitation, he quickly made his way toward the store entrance. Christmas wouldn't be complete without a turkey. But as he walked in, he couldn't shake off the feeling that something was off. Little did he know that someone was waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Sam couldn't help the uneasy feeling that had washed over him the second he walked into the store. Though he was sure that everything would be all right, he felt slightly anxious about his trip to the store. He walked slowly through the aisles, picking up the ingredients his wife had asked for. But he was unaware of the man watching from around corners. Sam greeted employees as he passed them. He kept trying to remind himself that everything would be all right. All he had to do was get the ingredients and go home. But that was when he spotted the man who had driven the white car. As soon as he spotted him, the man was already staring right back at him. What did he want? He tried not to pay the man too much attention. But it was then that he remembered that he had left the small Christmas tree he had bought tied to the roof of his car. Despite the realization, he continued with his shopping, brushing aside any thoughts of going back to retrieve the tree. As he walked around the store, perusing the various aisles and picking items off the shelves, he was blissfully unaware that the man who had driven the white car had spotted the tree on his car. For the strange man, it was a unique opportunity waiting to be seized. The man couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement, as if he had just stumbled upon a hidden treasure. The thief carefully observed Sam's movements inside the grocery store, knowing that time was of the essence. Glancing at his watch, the tree napper realized that he had mere minutes to act. Sam was moving through the aisles swiftly, and the man had to leave immediately if he wanted to go through with his evil plan. He left the store once he was sure that Sam wasn't looking. He wanted the tree, and he was going to get it. With a sense of urgency, the thief stealthily approached Sam's car, glancing around to ensure no one was watching. The holiday shoppers were preoccupied with their own business, unaware of the unfolding drama in the parking lot. Sam was blissfully unaware as he strolled through the aisles and ticked off everything on the list that his wife had written out for him. There was everything on there, from turkey to chestnuts. It seemed like he had to get everything that they needed to make a perfect and delicious Christmas feast. He would be making his famous roast potatoes. Sam was deep in his thoughts as he walked through the familiar store. Since he had entered, the place had grown rather busy. He assumed everyone was coming to buy ingredients for their Christmas dinners. But he was unaware of the man lurking around his car, trying to figure out a way to steal the tree. The man outside had managed to keep a low profile. To his dismay, there were a lot of people around who stopped him from doing what he was about to do. He stood against the wall right outside of the grocery store, his eyes planted on Sam's car. He was going to do it. He just needed to wait until the coast was clear. The man eyed Sam's car from a distance, observing the way the tree had been tied to the car. If he worked fast enough, he could get it loose in no time. But every time he wanted to get to business, a new car would pull into the driveway. He had spotted the tree atop Sam's car earlier that day, and he just knew he had to have it. That was why he was following him. He had done something like this before, and he knew what he had to look out for. Mainly, he was on the lookout for any patrol cars. They were especially active this time of year. He would hate it if he were about to do the deed and a patrol car would come into the parking lot. Then it would be over for him. In the meantime, the grocery store had started to fill up, and Sam knew that it was time for him to finish up. But he still needed to get a few things on the list. He wished he could get out of the store already. Sam was excited to get home and relax with his wife by his side. Little did he know it'd be a while before he got home. Meanwhile, the parking lot was quieting down as people rushed into the store, desperate to get their Christmas shopping out of the way. The man outside had decided that it was time. He took his opportunity. It was now or never. He pushed himself off of the wall and began walking toward Sam's car. As the holiday season approached, Sam eagerly looked forward to Christmas, the time of year when families come together to spread joy and cheer. However, little did he know that someone was plotting to ruin Christmas for him. Despite the looming threat, Sam was determined to make the most of the festive season. He set out to buy all the ingredients he would need for the perfect Christmas dinner with his family. As he carefully browsed through the aisles of the supermarket, he stumbled upon a beautiful turkey that was just the right size for his family. Despite its size, Sam knew that this turkey was the perfect centerpiece for his Christmas feast. With a smile on his face, he carefully placed the turkey in his cart, excited for the celebrations that lay ahead. As he walked towards the exit of the store, he couldn't help but feel excited about the upcoming Christmas. His face lit up with a bright smile as he thought about the festive season ahead. However, as soon as he stepped out of the store, he was confronted with a sight that made his heart race and his blood boil. To his utter disbelief, he saw a stranger reaching into his car, removing the beautifully decorated Christmas tree that he had just purchased. The shock of this unexpected event almost caused him to drop his groceries on the ground. As he observed them from a distance, he realized that they had made a grave error in judgment. They had no idea who they were dealing with. He could have called the authorities to handle the situation, but he was confident in his own abilities to take care of it. After all, few people knew just how capable he was, even in his retirement. With determination in his stride, he approached the thief, ready to face whatever was to come. The criminal noticed him from a few yards away and tensed up in preparation for the inevitable confrontation. So far, no one had even tried helping him. They just minded their own business, reluctant to get involved. Sam was caught in a dangerous situation. A thief had made an attempt to break into his car, hoping to steal his valuable possessions. However, Sam was not one to be easily intimidated. He stared the thief down, his eyes piercing with a calm yet authoritative gaze, and spoke in a firm voice. "Do you have any idea who you're dealing with?" He knew the answer to that question all too well. The thief didn't bat an eyelid when he said, "I don't care who you are. I'm taking this tree. And if you have a problem with that, come and stop me." Sam couldn't believe that his day was going from bad to worse. All he wanted to do was go home, but now he had to deal with a thief as well. The tension in the parking lot escalated as Sam and the thief locked eyes in a standoff. The chilly air seemed to thicken with suspense, and the onlookers became unwitting spectators to a Christmas Eve drama they hadn't anticipated. Sam, fueled by a mix of frustration and determination, took a step forward, his military instincts kicking in. The thief, realizing Sam wasn't backing down, hesitated for a moment before defiantly clutching the stolen tree tighter. Suddenly, a voice cut through the tension like a sharp blade. "What's going on here?" A security guard, attracted by the commotion, emerged from the store. The thief's eyes widened in panic, realizing the situation had taken an unexpected turn. Sam seized the opportunity and quickly explained the attempted theft. The security guard, no stranger to holiday chaos, took a stern look at the thief and demanded an explanation. Caught red-handed, the thief stammered, attempting to justify his actions with feeble excuses. The security guard, unimpressed, radioed for assistance, ensuring the authorities were on their way to handle the situation. As the drama unfolded, a small crowd gathered, whispering among themselves about the unfolding Christmas Eve spectacle. Sam, still holding his groceries, couldn't help but feel a mix of anger and relief that the thief's ill-conceived plan had unraveled. Just as the security guard was detaining the thief, another unexpected ally stepped forward. It was the kind stranger who had helped Sam with his car earlier. Having witnessed the unfolding drama, he approached Sam and offered his support. "I saw what happened. If you need a hand, I'm here," the stranger said, a look of solidarity in his eyes. Sam, appreciating the support, nodded in gratitude. It seemed that amidst the chaos, unexpected allies were emerging. Sam's sudden confidence and the appearance of his allies took the thief, who had been ready to defend himself, by surprise. Without hesitation, Sam pointed towards his car's bumper sticker. The thief's gaze followed Sam's finger and read the words on the sticker. The thief's face turned pale as he realized his mistake and froze up. He knew he had picked the wrong car to mess with. "I was a sergeant, if you're curious," Sam said, murder in his eyes. The thief's demeanor wasn't anything like it was a moment before. "I served my country so that people like you can do this." "It's not fair, man," he continued while stepping closer. Feeling guilty about what he was about to do, the tree napper retied the tree to the roof of Sam's car and ran off. Thanks to the small sticker on the back of his car, he was saved. The sticker was faded, but still visible, and it had a small emblem of the United States Army. The thief had seen Sam's service to his country and realized the act of stealing the tree was not only wrong, but also disrespectful. The thief felt compelled to do the right thing. From that day on, Sam made sure to always display his veteran status on his car, not just as a reminder of the kindness and respect that still exists in the world, but also as a gesture of appreciation for his service to his country. When Sam finally arrived home with the tree, Tilly and Deandra were waiting outside, worried about him. When Tilly saw the tree, she was ecstatic and hugged Sam tightly. Sam had never felt so happy in his life. Despite the altercation in the parking lot, he thought it was the perfect Christmas. He realized that Christmas wasn't about the perfect tree or the perfect gifts, but about the love and kindness that surrounded him. That Christmas was one of the best Sam had ever experienced, and he knew that he had his family to thank for it. Little Tilly and Deandra made everything worth it. From that day forward, Sam promised to always remember that it's not the material things that make Christmas special, but the love and warmth of family and friends. Binding bonds through beautiful tales. Thank you for watching.